Millions of federal student loan borrowers will soon see up to $20,000 of their debt wiped away thanks to a new plan announced by President Biden last week. But there are still many questions to answer. And joining me right now is our great friend Ted Jenkins, the CEO of Oxygen Financial. Ted, what will the forgiveness loans include? And I think a question that many parents have, who qualifies for this?
Yeah, well, thanks, Jeff. Good to be here. You know, this is a heated debate right now. There's some $10,000 of federal student loan forgiveness. For those that have Pell Grants, it could be as much as $20,000. As to who qualifies, individuals that make less than $125,000 and married couples that make less than $250,000 will qualify. What's interesting, Jeff, is that this is predicated on your adjusted gross income from 2020 or 2021, not 2022. As we know, Jeff, a lot of people made less money in 2021 or 2020 because of COVID, so I suspect more people will qualify than they probably think.
Will you have to pay tax on the canceled debt?
Well, this is some good news for people who do get the forgiveness. Generally, if you get debt that's canceled, you'll be issued something called the 1099-C, and you would normally have to pay taxes, but in this case, being that it's a federal student loan, there will be no tax whatsoever. I would recommend that people at home contact their student loan provider right now, make sure that their address matches, their phone number is on record the right way so they can be contacted. And what's neat about this, Jeff, is that you don't even have to have finished college. If you only did a couple years of college and took out student loans, you can still qualify.
Wow. What about people who don't qualify for the loan cancellation?
Well, to me, this is going to be the last stand here of pause repayments. So there's a pause repayment, and now people will not have to pay their student loans until the beginning of January 2023, and we're still at a 0% interest rate. So people will have gone some 2.5 to almost 3 years without making a student loan payment. What's interesting about this is normally you have something called an income-based repayment plan or a pay-as-you-earn plan where you'd have to do up to 10 or 15% of your income come January, but they've now lowered that to 5%. So I imagine that will help people stretch their dollars just a little bit further while there's high inflation and rising interest rates.
I'm trying to figure out how to frame this question to you in a way that sort of sidesteps politics a bit, but here goes. A good deal for Americans, or does this just tack on to inflation and the debt, and this is merely, you know, a drop in the bucket, a drop in the ocean, so to speak, as far as debt goes when it comes to college education?
Well, I mean, you're absolutely right, Jeff. This is a really tough question because it depends what camp you stand in. People that are getting their debt forgiven right now and that $10,000 or $20,000 are wiped away, they're jumping for joy. Then there are people out there that took those student loans, they worked really hard and they paid them off. They're not so happy about that, including people that saved for their kids' college education. They're not going to get anything refunded whatsoever. I think in the end in here, the problem is that this is a case of cause and effect, Jeff. The effect here, we're trying to get this student loan forgiven, but the cause, nothing's changed on the side of colleges, Jeff. Colleges and universities, they have more than $700 billion right now of endowment money. This is going to cost the American taxpayer some $300 to $500 billion. We really need to get at the cause, Jeff, which is how do we keep college affordable for families so we don't run into this debt situation in the future?
And the other question, should everybody go to college? I mean, that's a very complicated issue as well. You know, you and I have talked about this in the segment before about, you know, there are trade colleges, ways to make a living and have a six-figure income without going to college, learning how to be a welder or a plumber. I mean, there are a lot of men and women making some great deal of money in these occupations that they will stay immersed in until, you know, they so choose to step away from it.
I mean, it's 100% true. When you look at plumbers, electricians, welders, even people that are truck drivers, many of them in this economy right now, Jeff, are making $100,000. I think we need to continue to teach kids that there are all options in this country. You can go to college, you can be a blue-collar worker, or you can start as an entrepreneur. That's the great part about being in this country. Agreed.
Ted Jenkins, CEO of Oxygen Financial, and a member of Leadership Atlanta. The class is at 2024 or 2023, right, Ted?
2023, Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm losing focus as to far as what year it is. Thank you. That's a troubling aspect for me. Anyway, Ted, thank you. Greatly appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.